Welcome back to another edition of Outlaw Frags, where today we're going to be talking about and giving our first impressions on 3 brand new Happy Lands.
Brand new to us.
Brand new to us.
Yes.
Well, this one's kind of a new release. This is the newest release, but
newest.
These 2 have been out, but we're gonna give you our first impression on these 3. So we'll be right back.
So what do you want to start out with today? And I want to preface this before we start. I want to really say thank you to EJ, because he has really stepped up and helped support our channel. And not only that, he has made some really amazing fragrances that I think everybody in the community really enjoys.
Right.
So
juice-wise, he is like knocking it out of the park right now. He's really on point. He has just been one after the other. And I'll preference this again too. These 2 are actually making it around a little mini circle right now.
Yes.
Several reviewers are passing them along, so more and more people can experience them. They can do more videos like this, where we're going to give you a first impression, then we're going to try and wear them real quick, and then try and come back and give you full reviews. This one, I just made the purchase after we got back from Scent Explorer.
Yep.
He sent it in super quick to me. So this one, I paid cash for it. These 2 are actually on loan, we'll call it. We have to send them back.
Yeah, and they weren't sent to us. It's not like this was,
Not
hey,
from
here's
EJ
a bottle,
himself.
do whatever. This is actually a third party who purchased the entire collection and then has, like Russell has said, he's pass it from one reviewer to the next.
Right.
So we appreciate that. And
can we say who did that? I mean, we
absolutely.
know who did it, so we'll tell you who did it. It was George from Zaharoff.
Yes.
Bought this entire collection from EJ and has sent it around to all the smaller reviewers, pretty much, is what he's doing to help Fragcom in being able to experience these. So we're the last on the stop for this one.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. It might go to another one. But the nice thing about it is that George has reached out and helped small creators. Like this came from Stefan Fragrance.
Right.
Stefan and a lot of us don't have a huge budget to keep buying fragrances over and over to keep creating content.
Right.
So George stepped up and then bought the whole thing and then has provided to a bunch of people, which I thought is amazing. Thank you, George.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
There needs to be more people like you in the community because it'd make the world a better place. So thanks, man.
And that idea in itself, in and among itself, is pretty cool. Just to get so many different more people into that, to be able to put their hands on this, and then to be able to bring this content to all of you. So you're not spending like me every single release.
Every bottle that you got.
I've been buying it because I want to bring it to you guys first. I want you guys to be able to get this, close to as soon as it's released or just before it's released. I want you guys to be able to put your noses on these. So that way you'll make an informed decision instead of just a straight blind buy.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and just kick right into it. I'm going to start with Barbershop because honestly, this is the one genre, I'll say, that to me is not on top of my list for purchasing. So I never purchased this one, and I never purchased
the
Cure Cafe, and we'll explain that when we get there. So.
Yeah, if this is like a normal barbershop, so this is going to be an aromatic fougere. And I can smell it all the way as soon as you spray it.
Yeah, I can smell it right here.
Yeah. And this has definitely got a gentlemanly vibe to it, is the way I would kind of describe this.
So like more old school?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, it kind of got an old school twist. It doesn't come across as dated. Mm-hmm. But definitely has an older school vibe that is, when I think of this, I think of a more, what would you say, distinguished older gentleman in a suit.
Okay.
Is what comes to my mind.
So suit tie.
Yeah. Yeah, and it smells, to me, this smells like you just came from the barbershop and had just got cut.
Now we just did the Suavecito one. But that's eucalyptic.
Yeah.
Eucalyptic heavy.
And then the reason
this doesn't have.
Yeah. The reason me and you feel that's a barbershop deal is because our experiences in Korea,
Right.
you know?
Getting our hair cut in Korea
Yeah.
is the scent memory I have for that.
So, like, I do think this is a really good fragrance. We have the same taste when it really comes to fragrances. This is good, but this wouldn't be one that I would be like, hey, you've got to go try this.
Now, if you follow Dan, Mr.
Smelly,
Smelly,
1977.
this is I do believe he did a review on Happy Land's barbershop, and I believe he was way up
Yeah.
there. It's just barbershop scents and me. I've got a couple that I enjoy, like Suavecito. Be honest with you, it's not offensive to me. It's a nice scent. And I'll probably get a 30 mil just to complete my collection, to be honest with everyone out there, just so it's there. But yeah, it's a nice barbershop.
Yeah.
That's where I could put it with this one.
Yeah. So it's not a bad scent at all. It just doesn't ring any bells for me personally,
Right.
for my personal taste.
So, I mean, as far as it, I would give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, it doesn't come across as something that's funky or anything
Right.
like that.
And we'll tell you if it did.
Yep.
So now we're going to go into, well, let's skip this one. Well, no, because these are just first impressions. We have to come back and do the actual big
Reviews.
one on this. Holy
Man,
cow, this is, don't watch your eye. The last time,
In the eye.
oh my God, that is so good just right here.
Yeah, that's really, really nice.
Okay.
For being a GIT base fragrance, which I am not a fan of Green Irish Tweed. I think I've said that multiple occasions.
You've said that 100 times that you do not like Green Irish
Yeah,
Tweed.
this is something that I would be more apt to wear. We were talking about this earlier before we did the video. This is something I'd be more apt to wear than GIT or Trace Nuit or any of those green fragrances.
And I have to say, I sprayed this on at about noon. And what time is it now? It's about 4 o'clock. So 4 hours ago. And it's still, matter of fact, I don't need to dig my nose
Yeah,
in. So
still
you
projecting.
could still get it off your skin. But this is a combination, Green Irish Tobacco. It's a combination of Green Irish Tweed and Tobacco Vanille. Like they just hooked up one night, mashed one out, you know, and then spit out a baby. This would be the baby.
Yeah.
And in the full review, go ahead.
I was going to say one of the things that we were talking about that would definitely make this more appealing to both of us is that if this was a little bit more vanilla heavy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, and then I was like, I'll just wait and hold off on that to the
Yeah.
full review. But yeah, 100% honest. If this had a little more of that Tobacco vanilla in it, this would be, because the vanilla really doesn't start even coming out to play. It's like underneath the whole
Yeah.
time until the dry down is when I'm starting to pick up more of the vanilla. But if this would have come out and that vanilla were a little bit more pronounced in there, if it popped in there,
Yes, it would be.
this thing would be like, it's still good. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong,
It
because
would
I
suit-
do like these 2 cents.
Yeah, it would suit our taste a little bit more, I guess. Because, like I said, I've got Trace Nuit back there, and I've got a bunch of other GTI clones that I don't wear. This is something I would wear.
Well, and the same with Tom Ford's
Yeah,
Tobacco
Tobacco
Vanille, you really don't either. But that vanilla has really hooked me in that.
Yeah.
In Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille has really got me on the hook. So those two mashed were my 2 heavy hitters at the moment, which
Yes.
is Green Irish Tweed and Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. So it's excellent. I'm Outlaws,
Yeah,
thumb up.
Thumb
this
up on that one.
Okay,
And
now
it's actually a double thumb up for me because that's a GTI fragrance that I would wear.
which you don't like at all.
No.
Now this one we did go back and forth. I'm trying to remember where the comment was, and I said, well, I don't own this one. I don't smell this. I've never smelled Cure Cafe.
Yeah, and I popped in and said, yeah, I got it at the studio.
And you said, yeah, we got it in the studio because it came in this box haul.
Yes.
We didn't pull all of them out because the full collection is right here on
Yeah.
what James already has here. So this is Cure Cafe. Oh wow, you can smell it from
Oh,
here.
yeah. I actually could smell this in the box, like I was telling you when it got
When
sent
it
to
showed
us.
up.
And this has a wonderful coffee top to it. kind of is reminiscent for Home to the Holidays. It's kind of got that. It's not as strong and it's not as sweet, but this has a straight Tom Ford Tuscan leather note in this when it pops up in the mid and the dry down. And I mean, it is very, very, very prominent.
I have to say that Home for the Holidays coffee is way more pronounced
Yes.
than Cure Cafe, which is kind of confusing to me, only because Cure Cafe and I knew this one was going to be a coffee scent. That's why I kind of never really purchased it,
Yeah.
to be honest. And then when we got Home for the Holidays, I was kind of shocked that I even liked a coffee scent. So this one, I think, could even be, I would say, even more wearable than Home for the Holidays for coffee-wise.
Yeah, and you've got to really, because you've got to like the leather in this. The leather comes across, to me personally, a little bit animalic. That's why I said this really, once you get to the leather in this fragrance, has it's a huge resemblance of Tom Ford's Tuscan leather, which I have a decant behind me, which I don't wear a whole lot because, unfortunately, most women don't find it attractive.
Leather?
Yeah, Tuscan leather to be exact. I've only found one lately that has really enjoyed it, and that is Monique. Monique has smelled it and has liked Godolphin. This has got a Godolphin. If you've got Godolphin from Perfumes de Marly, the leather note in here is going to be familiar. If you've got Tuscan leather, the leather note is really familiar. So she's the only one that I have found that has really, really liked it. Most guys really like it. Most women kind of shy away from it because it's got a very kind of a bitter bite to the leather itself.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
And the question that was raised to me was, is this a redundant purchase if you already own Home for the Holidays? And I would have to say absolutely not.
Yeah.
These are yes, coffee is in both of them, but these are two totally different scent profiles altogether.
Yeah, because Home for the Holidays is warm, sweet, inviting. You know, this
is like a dark cup of chocolate. A dark cup of coffee.
Sitting next to a saddle, or if you're in a tack room. That's the best way I can explain it. I grew up on a ranch, so being in a tack room is really a vivid memory.
Like you're in there and you got the saddle soap out, and you're actually saddle soaping, and you've got a pot of coffee, or the missus comes in with 2 cups, and here you go, and that's rather intriguing. Yeah. I would actually like to experience and give that a full wearing, and I'm not a coffee guy.
And this is really, really masculine. Like Home for the Holidays, I think I could see smelling it on a female too.
Either or.
Yes.
Yeah, either or to wear.
It's extremely masculine.
And same with this one.
Yes.
I would say this is, because of that GIT, that's masculine.
Barbershop,
same with barbershop. So we got 3 masculines up here on the table right now for you guys that you can't go wrong with any of these.
So man, EJ, keep doing what you're doing, because what you're doing is working. We really appreciate it. I know that we're not the only one.
Even for those that don't like coffee.
Yeah, because you are not a coffee fan.
I don't drink it. I don't do anything. I smell it. That's about it.
So, man, keep it up. We really appreciate you. Get thumbs up from us. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Once again, thank you, George, for all that you do for the fragrance community. Everybody appreciates it, and we can't say thank you enough. So, with all that being said, there is no bad time to smell good, and
all these smell good.
Absolutely. So, once again, if you've made it this far, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button wherever it is down here. Because one of these days I got to put a note on my monitor right there.
Right below you. Subscribe.
Hit the bell. Actually,
knock that bell right off the pedestal. Drop kick the bell. Smash the shit out of the bell.
Right.
Just look, if you hit all up there, you're going to get a notification every single time that we upload a new video.
Absolutely.
And you won't miss out on a single one.
Yep. So thank you to all the Outlaw Fragrance family. And remember, if you haven't become a part of the Facebook page that we have set up, we will have links to that down in the description below. And do me a favor, read the description. Russ does an amazing job and takes a lot of time and puts great work into the description below. So I thank you for that. So We will catch you guys on the next one, and thank you for being with us.